Hey everybody, I've been talking about posting a video for World Suicide Prevention Week pretty much all week. I'll be posting this, it's Thursday night now, I'll be posting this sometime tomorrow. But I wanted to talk a little bit about my own personal history with suicide and my story and why I think it is important to talk about suicide prevention and about suicide in general, really. Most of you who follow me on Tumblr know, um, probably, that I was hospitalized earlier this year on June 28th, 2012. I apologize because I probably will cry during this video because I haven't talked about a lot of the stuff except in therapy, but yeah, I thought, it was probably really important to share this week. But, like I said, I was hospitalized on the 28th for suicidal ideation. I had planned to kill myself. The next day, I had the instruments of choice. I had kind of tied up all my loose ends, if you will, which in my mind means that I made sure that everybody important in my life had somebody that they could rely on for support. That usually I tried to make sure it was somebody that wasn't connected to me, like a roommate or a boyfriend or family or a community of some sort, friends. I had been, I think I've shared before, I've been suicidal for about 10 years before that, or having really vivid suicidal thoughts, I should say, that no amount of substance abuse, both legal and illegal, could really permanently take care of. And I shared in an earlier video that, I did try quite a lot of things, and was an alcoholic for a while there. I've been 76 days sober now. It'll be 77 tomorrow, God willing, because really you should take that one day at a time, never take any day for granted, but I didn't view it as a selfish thing or as a cowardly thing, and I, just the same as I wouldn't view anybody else who died by suicide as being cowardly or selfish. It's, in my mind, I was doing what I thought was best for the people around me. I rationalized it to where I had been hurting people with my mental illness for pretty much as long as I can remember, through anger, through lying, through manipulation, through a whole lot of other different things that I don't even want to talk about here. But I saw it as a way not only to end my pain and suffering, but also to end the burden that in my mind I was putting on the people around me that loved me. And like I said, I'd been planning for about a year. I had my instrument with me almost at all times for about 6 months, actually, and I didn't tell anybody because I had a date in mind. It was originally going to be in May, but I had a girlfriend at the time that I cared about, who cared about me, and I couldn't do that to her while we were together, so I pretty much did everything that she asked me not to do. And I eventually fucked up so bad that I was pretty sure she hated me, which kind of tied up that loose end. And we finally broke up in the middle of June. About a week or two later, I ended up losing, well, I didn't lose, but my advisor that I had been working closely with and who I had grown to trust moved to Virginia, so there was another loose end tied up there, nicely. I didn't even have anything to do with that one. And I waited until about 2 or 3 weeks after my breakup was when I was planning to do it, because I figured by then her hate would turn into apathy. You know, I kind of assumed that she wouldn't care, and so I wouldn't hurt her. Because even though she has a lot of friends and a pretty good support system, I was really worried about her the most, probably. And hurting her the most, because she'd been through a lot this past year. And in the days leading up to it, it kind of actually worked out really perfectly. I got to see a lot of my friends and family for the last time, or so I thought. I got to see, I said goodbye to my mom and my little sister and my stepdad. I had gotten to see my brother and his family. My ex-girlfriend, conveniently enough, had a dinner party where I got to see a lot of my really good friends. And I was planning to go to my dad's and see him and my stepmom one last time before I hung myself in the woods behind his house, which I thought was fitting because that's where I started having suicidal thoughts 10 years ago. And I was all set to do it. I had seen everybody. I'd said what I thought I needed to say to everybody. And I ended up at the dinner party. My friend that I rode there with had to go home early, and I wasn't quite ready to leave, so I ended up staying with my buddy for the night, my buddy Rob. I was going to call my dad the next day and go down to his place. And So I slept on Rob's couch. And I woke up the next morning ready to do it. Just ready, guys. And in walks my ex-girlfriend, who I thought I had pretty much seen for the last time. I had, in my head, cut that, and it was kind of a shock. Not a happy or sad surprise or angry. I didn't really feel anything about it. I was just, oh, okay. And, I'll spare you the details of the day, but she ended up hanging out there for a while, and we all hung out together, and she was playing The Sims 3 on my computer, and she was kind of sitting off by herself playing, and she asked me to do something, do something for her, and I walked over, and when I did, she punched me in the chest. Not like a hard punch, it's just like I'm just kind of kidding with you punch, which is how she one of the many ways that she showed affection to me while we were dating. And it occurred to me that despite all of the work I'd done to get this kid to hate me, or at the very least not care about me, that maybe she did. And all of a sudden I was like, shit. I made her hate me because she couldn't handle, well, I didn't think she could handle me offing myself on top of everything else she'd gone through. And then I realized she didn't hate me, and there was a pretty good chance that she did still care about me, and I thought about it for a couple hours. And she ended up going home, and I looked at my buddy and I said, dude, I need to go to the hospital because if I don't, I'm gonna end up doing something really stupid. And I called my mom and I told her, and Rob drove me to the hospital and stayed with me for a couple hours. Thanks again, by the way, in case I didn't thank you enough that night. And my mom came and told me that she loved me and she understood and she was sorry and all that wonderful stuff. And I ended up, I stayed the night in the ER. I went to a psychiatric hospital about 3 hours north of here the next day, and I stayed for 8 days. They doubled the medication I was already on. They added new medication for anxiety and for mood swings. And while I was in the hospital, I decided that I needed to make changes if I was not going to feel this way ever again. I needed to grow up. I needed to take control of my life. I needed to sober up, and I needed to start doing what I needed to do to get better and to recover. And it's not easy. Every day is a struggle. Every single day since I got out of the hospital has been a struggle. I got out on Friday, July 6th. And since every day I say 2 prayers minimum. I say the prayer for serenity at least once, usually more a day. And then I always finish my day with a thank you to my higher power for letting me see and experience all the things that I've seen and experienced since I've been out of the hospital. If I had killed myself that day, I wouldn't have made some of the new friends that I've made on here and in real life. I wouldn't have been awarded by the trans community a Shining Star Award. It's actually because I'm sitting in front of my bookshelf. It's not on the table yet. Shining Star Award. It's very heavy. Or gotten to present my workshop that I did at the conference that I got that at. I wouldn't have reconnected with old friends. I wouldn't have gotten to move into my very own, by myself, no roommates, no anybody apartment, which I did this past Friday. I never would have been able to take another acting class or see another sunset or get my own committee on Pride or anything, or, you know, hopefully see gender non-specific housing. Cross your fingers, because I have a couple meetings in the next couple weeks for that. But my point of opening up and sharing this is that every day since I got out of the hospital, I have been trying to be, because like I said, it's a struggle, trying to be almost annoyingly, obnoxiously positive about everything. Because I realized how close I was from keeping myself from being able to do any of the stuff that I've done. I'm happy. For the first time in pretty much my entire life, I'm happy. And that's not something that I would trade for the world. And I just want to say to all of you out there who see this, that I know it seems cliche to say it gets better, but it really does. It's a lot of work and you're going to want to give up. And to be honest, a lot of times it's really, really hard and it really, really sucks, but at the end of the day, truly having control over your life and having control over who you are and what you do and having control of your own happiness is probably the most amazing feeling I have ever felt in my entire life. And I promise that if you work at it and you are honest with your therapists and your doctors and your friends, you will get better and you won't feel like this forever. I was told by a therapist, this is getting really long, I should wrap this up really soon, but I was told by a therapist years ago that suicide is a permanent solution for a temporary problem. And I thought, God, you're full of shit. Like, you were so full of shit, you don't know what you're talking about. Which, maybe he did, maybe he didn't, I have no idea. I'm leaning toward he probably did, but I thought, now on the other side of it, since I left the hospital, since I made the decision to start being honest with my therapist and with my doctors and with my friends and with the people around me, one of the things we learned in AA, by the way, as a side note, is rigorous honesty. And I've been trying to practice that every day in everything that I do. And just living honestly and being honest and telling people how I actually felt and my actual motives for things. I realized that I'm stronger than this. I'm better than this. And my depression was only temporary, but I just couldn't see it from where I was. So please, 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 if you see this, I don't care if we're friends, I don't care if we're not. If you feel like you're going to do anything, cut, binge, purge, restrict, um, relapse into drugs and alcohol, or you want help quitting drugs and alcohol, or you feel like you're going to kill yourself, or anything like that, if you can find this, please try to reach out to me or somebody that you love, because you are worth it, and you are stronger than what you're going through, and you can do it. I have faith in you just like I have faith in me. So please, please get help. Please don't kill yourself. I hope everybody is having a great week and a great day.